Hello, it's Leslie here. Today I'm going to review these Time xpresso 7 pedals and also have another set of xpresso 4 pedals. I'm kind of a medium term time user. I've been using pedals, or rather I started using time pedals about 15 years ago. I have stopped due to an injury a few years ago and I've resumed. So before that I was on Speedplay and I tried all the other systems, Shimano, Look and everything, and Crank Brothers, and I think that's about all. So I gradually settled on Time, and I put the most miles on a set of RXE, RXS pedals. I just felt they were very easy to engage, easy to disengage. So these are a newer pedal than that. After the RXS, RXE, Time came out with an i-clic carbon, and then it came out with these, the xpresso, and now of course they have the xpro, but the xpro is actually heavier than these pedals, so I actually prefer the older xpresso ones. So it's only recently I've tried the xpresso pedals. Previously I was on, as I say, RXE. I think I had. The RXE had a metal spring. These have a carbon spring. So what I don't like about them is this i-clic mechanism. What they have done now with the new time pedals, if you're a long-term time user and you haven't used i-clic pedals before, they are pre-opened, pre-tensioned, and so when you put your foot on, they pretty much snap straight away. So they snap shut, and then as you release, it pre-tensions them, pre-opens them for the next time. So the spring stays in its tension state the whole time, waiting for you to spring in. The thing what I don't like about them is there's a couple of things. They don't seem to hang the right way. With the old RXS pedals, I think they had the heavier metal spring, and they would usually be right way up, so you don't have to flip them over like this, or rather you don't have to flip them like that and then click. So that was good. On the xpresso, it seems to be they just fall whichever way. They're not that free spinning, and you probably have to do that and then clip them in. I don't know about the X Pro. I have a feeling that's why they put the cover on the bottom to properly weight the pedal again. So I don't like the way they don't stay the right way up. That's one problem. But worse than that, I think the engagement mechanism is too easy, and it doesn't give you a very audible click. When you engage with this i-clic mechanism, it just sort of goes click, and you're straight in, straight away. The trouble is that easy to click into-ness comes at the expense of the ease of clicking out. So it's actually harder to click out than it used to be, or disengage. And I kind of think that's not how pedals should be. They should be always easier to disengage and engage, because otherwise it's like a trap. It feels like a trap. If they're easy, think about it, if they're easy to engage and harder to disengage, then they kind of feel a bit like death traps. So there is a way to disable the i-clic mechanism, and I'll show you that a little bit later on in the video. What I will also say is I would have liked to see like an upgrade system, a little bit like RockShox. You can buy the RockShox forks and then upgrade the damper. It would have been nice if you could upgrade the spindle, get the base pedal, and then when you have a bit more money, if you like the time system, then go and get a titanium spindle or a hollow spindle. You can also buy the wear plates separately, right? So these ones are the ones that came on the pedals. I upgraded to these aluminium wear plates, but they don't really advertise that feature like it's an upgrade. So what I would like to see is if they had certain upgrades, like you can upgrade the bearings, and by the way, the bearings are better in the xpresso 7 than the xpresso 4. If you could upgrade the bearings and the spindle and the wear plates, I think that they would probably get more sales that way, and I think it would be good for them. So anyway, I was looking at this i-clic mechanism, and what it is you can see it in here, right? There's the pedal there. The spring is on the bottom, and this thing, sometimes it's black, these on here they're white, sometimes they're red. That is essentially the i-clic mechanism, and what it does is, here it is here, right? That's one, they call them ratchets, and you can actually buy them separately. So what it does is it holds this part open, and so the pedal straight away closes when you engage. So you can remove it, and then what will happen is you'll get like the feeling from the RXS, RXE type pedals, the model. You'll get that feel, the old feeling back again for your time pedals. So it will be a little bit harder to clip in, but you'll get that audible click. It'll go click. And then also I found that if you disable this mechanism, the i-clic mechanism, they're easier to get out of because you're not having to enable that little mousetrap thing every time. So the way you do it is, first off, there's usually 2 screws on the bottom here where those holes are. I've actually just glued my pedals on because I don't like little screws. I've glued my plates on. So what you do is you unscrew those screws, take off the wear plate. I'll do it now. I haven't done it to these pedals yet. So once you unscrew the wear plate, it will look like that. And then probably what I should have done before is you press down on that thing, and I'll do it on the table. You engage it so that you click on that so that it's back to normal again, and then you can just flick it out. You just flick this part out, get a rod of metal or something under that metal spring, and with a bit of fussing around it will come out. So that's how to disable the i-clic mechanism. And then you just put the wear plate back on, and there it is. Now the good thing about that is I don't think a lot of people know that you can disable it like that. Because time doesn't say that it's optional, this i-clic mechanism. They don't tell you any instructions how to remove that I know of, because I don't bother reading the instructions. But they don't actually say, oh, it's an optional feature. So the good thing is it's a free upgrade, if you like. It's a free thing you can do. It's reversible, so if you don't like it, you can put it back again the way it was. You'll get your audible click when you clip in, and it'll be easier to clip out. And you'll gain you know, like you'll take off 2.5 grams. Those things weigh about 1.25 grams each. So 2.5 grams free. I'm going to do it on both my pairs of pedals. I've decided. I like the way it feels without the i-clic better. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I think it also looks better without the i-clic mechanism. I would also like to see time say that it's optional, that you can disable it or remove it, and show you how to do it if you would prefer the older style of engagement. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I also considered moving across. Before I tried this thing out, before I disabled it, I wasn't that keen on this i-clic pedal, these i-clic mechanisms. So I was considering going to Look Keo blades, the older style with the hole in the front. I was going to try those out, but luckily for me, it actually works, and you can clip into them, and it all works the way they used to work. So that's really all I have to say about them. On the bass pedal, that wear plate's plastic, so I'm not actually sure if you can remove that or not. If you know whether you can remove it, just let me know in the comments below. So I may still try the Look Keo blade pedals, because I'm curious to how they compare with these. I've only tried the Keos and the Keo Easy pedals. Anyway, I like the carbon spring mechanism on these better than on the RXS and RXE, so I won't be going back to the RXE and RXS pedals. These have lighter cleats as well. The cleats don't have the brass part on them. They're all polymer. So anyway, I'm starting to ramble now, so I think that's my review over. Yeah, the other thing I was going to say was, I know that when you disable the i-clic mechanism that they're easier to clip out of, because what actually happened to me in the last few days is I clipped out and the sole of my shoe, my cycling shoe, stayed on the pedal, and it unglued my cycling shoes to, you know, like the force of clicking these out all the time has made my shoes fall apart. So I'll be leaving them like that without the i-clic. Hopefully this video has helped you out. As I say, they're not the newest pedals. The xpros are newer, but they're heavier. They might be more aero, but they're heavier. You probably can take the covers off the xpros though anyway. So, and I said that I think they're going to phase these xpresso pedals out soon, because the xpresso 7 is not on their website anymore. So thanks for watching. Bye.